My presentation of World of Maths. Assignment number 2 presentation. My name is Sarah Lagosi. As you can see on the second slide, my focus group is children aged between 0 and 5 years of age. Through my activity, it will be intentional teaching as we'll be working on the concept of mass and measurement. This concept will then expose children to the idea that not everything weighs the same. They will then be able to use items of their own choosing to explore and investigate what they might weigh and ask themselves those vital questions throughout their learning journey. And on this slide, I've just included a few little pictures, some different items that they might be able to use to weigh, whether they be toys within the room, things from the arts and crafts section, and just general everyday items. Ideally, my resources that I would use is a scale similar to the one that I have pictured here. And again, to follow the sustainability practices, I would then use some large emptied and sterilized yogurt containers with some holes punctured in them. Tie them up with some string so that they can be attached to the scales. Some leaves, some dirt, rocks, pebbles, tan bark, sticks, bottle tops, and anything else the children might be interested in actually being able to weigh, essentially. On this slide, you will see my linking to the early years learning framework as well as the Australian curriculum. I've included that it does link up with learning outcome number 4, that children are confident and involved learners. And you as the teacher will be able to see this as the children start to develop the skills that are required for problem solving, experimentation, research and investigating. And you might see that they will start listening to ideas of their peers, show wonder, curiosity, imagination, and willing to undertake and attempt new ideas and challenges. In regards to the Australian curriculum, the content descriptor is as follows. It's to use direct and indirect comparisons to decide which is longer, heavier, holds more, and I've also linked the website for the Australian curriculum. How do children develop math and numeracy skills? The easiest way, as not just an educator, teacher, and parent, to introduce a child to the knowledge, whether it be math, science, language, arts, is to introduce it through play. And for the purpose of this presentation, we will be focusing on maths through play. And basically, whether your child's attending daycare, playgroup, school, or they're at home, there are ways in which you can introduce a young child to mathematics. And the best way to do that is through play. And according to earlyyears.org, play is an effective vehicle for fostering mathematical concepts and developing positive attitudes towards mathematics. When you do introduce mathematics through play, this will in turn also expose a child to new vocabulary. Children will also show an understanding of mathematical language, their shapes, spaces, positions, and even early numbers. They will start to also show an understanding of words such as in, out, on, and comprehend a basic number sequence. There are many fun activities in which you can do with a child. You could do songs such as One Shoe Buckle My Shoe, Baa Baa Black Sheep, Once I Caught a Fish Alive, The Ants Go Marching. You could play games such as What's the Time, Mr. Wolf, or stories such as The Billy Goat's Gruff. You could read The Hungry Caterpillar. And then if your child was in daycare, or you're working in the early childcare educational setting, you could introduce mathematics based on having the children tidy up and matching the toys to the appropriate baskets so that each item is in one basket. You could have them set tables such as working out how many plates and cups and bowls and forks they might need and counting those out one by one. We could also do by growing our own seeds and measuring them weekly, getting a large bucket to catch rainfall to see how much rain we're getting over winter. Which that then carries on to the next part with what we could do next. That once they've explored the area of weight, we could then do measurement with volume using different liquids, different beakers, different jars, different bowls, different containers that will hold the same amount, but they're just a different shape, exposing children to the concept that just because something is shaped different doesn't mean it holds more and doesn't mean it holds less. I've also linked in some words to use and some questions to ask, such as tall, heavy, holds more, holds less. Questions such as which side of the scale is heavier, depending on what item they've got. Like, so is the rock heavier or is the dirt heavier? Which cup would hold more water? This is exposing children to think about the problem, try and work out how to understand the problem, find a solution, and exposing them to numeracy. And then the last slide you see are my references that I've used. So thank you so much for listening and take care.